Peace everyone, Unmask Art here, and welcome back to the Drawing Journal. Alright everyone, so again, welcome. So today I am going to be painting because I've just been in the mood lately. And so I have this small, 13 by 18 centimeter size canvas here, and I don't usually use canvas, but I'm going to be using it for this painting and for some of my future paintings. So I'm just going to be using black and white right now to kind of sketch in what my cityscape is going to look like and get everything into perspective first. So I'm just going to work with the horizon line for now. And I'm working with just a neutral gray to kind of give me something light to work with, and then I'll work with some black and white and just kind of create a gray scale first. Hey Cece. Yeah, you work too much, except when you're not working. I'll be here for a while, so maybe on your lunch break you can come back to the live stream, because I'm going to be painting this painting from beginning to end. So, and I don't really know what I'm doing. This will be like the fourth painting that I've done in the past month, and I haven't painted in a really long time. And I've certainly never painted a cityscape, so it's gonna be a fun adventure for anybody that tunes into this video. Just kind of getting my buildings set up right now. Oh, hello Tracy, thanks for joining the Drawing Journal. It's nice to see you in the chats. Alright, so I have some buildings back here, and we're going to just start kind of working our way up. About here, I'd say. And if I do have a reference photo for like the buildings and things, just so I can get a little bit better of an idea of how all of this is going to work together and everything. So just kind of sketching it out a little bit before I start doing any detail stuff. It's gonna look pretty loose here in the beginning for sure. Oh, hello, Draw Art Lab. I'm glad you came by the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate your compliment on my work. I have, so this past weekend, just getting right into random conversation, but so this past weekend I did a painting, and it was like Saturday, I don't know, Saturday around noon or something my time, and I just had to paint something. I was sitting there and I knew that I had these little canvases, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pull out some colors and start painting. And that's exactly what I did. And I set up the camera, so I recorded it, and I'll have the time lapse for it tomorrow. Actually, I just uploaded it this morning, so I'll have that time lapse for everybody tomorrow. But it was a fun little painting. It's just a mountain, just like a mountain landscape kind of thing. Nothing too fancy. I'm trying to make sure that my perspective is correct. So most of these lines are really just to kind of set up for the windows and things like that. Just give me kind of a reference point for everything. Not using a ruler or anything like this. I'm just having fun and I'm gonna not do the painting too realistic by any means. It's just gonna be kind of something fun and simple and colorful. With the exception of right now, for the first like half hour, you got to work with me for a little bit because I'm just gonna be painting in black and white, and then I'm gonna kind of do an under. I'm gonna do the under painting with these like this, and then I'll do the colors later once I get things drawn out the way I want it to look. I'm gonna have kind of a crosswalk right here, so I'm blocking in that bit. I am getting my channel is growing quite a bit recently, and it's making me excited to reach 10,000 subscribers. And I would say, I don't know, maybe 2 more or 3 more months, and if nothing changes, I'll finally get to 10,000 subscribers, which will be just awesome. And I'm thinking about doing a couple of these small paintings like this and doing a giveaway or something like that. So I'll give a couple of my paintings away for reaching 10,000 subscribers. I think it would just be kind of fun and a way to give back to all those that support my channel. Super grateful. I have a long way to go to be successful, but all of you that are here now help me with that, and I want to show my appreciation by giving you some of my work or giving you a chance to get some of my work. So I did get a question. I did get a question in the last drawing journal, because in the last drawing journal I didn't talk much about my trip to London, and so I figured I'd save it for this drawing journal. And I honestly don't really have much to say. Like, I didn't do anything in London except play poker, and I was in a pretty large tournament. It was exciting, but I ended up taking like 18th place or 19th, one of those 18th or 19th place, and I was a bit disappointed in the turnout. Like, I should have done a lot better, and yeah, it bothered me a lot, but it was still a fun tournament to play in, and so that's really all I did while I was there was play poker. I didn't do anything else. I didn't want to spend any money while I was there, so I figured I'd try to play. And the winnings that I got, they didn't quite pay for the trip, but they paid for food at least. I was there for 3 days, and so, well, kind of like 2.5 days, but. That's pretty much the extent of my trip to London last weekend. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. So, is there anybody in the chats that is working on something, drawing something, or painting anything? Be interested in knowing what you're working on. That's what makes these live drawing journals so much fun. I know that quite a few people enjoy watching them while they work on something. So I'm always happy to hear what you're working on. I know that I don't know, a couple weeks ago there was quite a few people in the chats that were working on stuff. I know it's still like really early in the morning for most of my US audience, so Yeah, I'm not really expecting too many people from the US right now. 'Cause it's a bit too early. I think it's like four, about 4 in the morning there, so still have quite a long time before people wake up and head out to work. Let's see. Last week, last week I did the drawing journal on a different day, a Thursday, I think, and that was just because I was coming back from London, and I didn't really have enough time to set up and do a video on Monday because I got back like Monday afternoon, and I considered doing one, but it was just a bit too late, and I was tired from traveling. So hopefully you can forgive me for that. What else is new for me? I started watching Game of Thrones. So I started watching Game of Thrones like just last Thursday, I think. I tried to watch it once before, and I couldn't get into it. It was just the first season. I rewatched the first season this past weekend, and I'm just about finished with the second season also. And the first season it's tough to get through. It really is. It was it's just super boring, but you kind of have to grind your way through it just so you know what's going on. Further development in the second season. In the second season, things pick up a little bit more. It gets a bit more interesting. The characters, uh, stuff. So I gave it a second try because I tried to watch it like 5 years ago or something, and I struggled a lot getting through the first season, and then I think I made it through like 2 or 3 episodes of the second season, and then I gave up. I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't stand how slow it was and how boring it was. Um, but I decided to give it a second try this past week, and it's something to watch. Um, it's certainly not my favorite TV show. Hey, Video Light, Jesse, that's you, right, Jesse? That's your channel. I try to remember all the people, but it's tough. Thanks for joining the live stream. One of the other TV shows that I started to watch was one that was recommended by someone. Uh, so the video that I posted last Tuesday was my cyborg drawing, which I'm super proud of. Like I love that drawing. It was just so nice um, to finish something that was original. Hey Chrissy, thanks for joining the live chat and hanging out. Um, so that Westworld TV show, I started watching that one, and I really really like that show. It's so much fun. Um, Unfortunately, there's only one season of it that I got uh, that I'm able to watch, and I'm pretty much done with it. Um, still have a I still have like 1 or 2 episodes left, and I'm kind of trying to savor them because I kind of binge watched the entire first season. Yes, I've definitely been meeting a lot of new people, especially online. Just a ton of people constantly, but it's great. There's there's always the people that I do my best to recognize and remember, especially if their channel name is something different than what I remember them as. It's nice that you can come by and hang out for a bit. I wondered how long it was going to take you to make a YouTube channel playing video games. Like, so anybody else watching and seeing the live chat, Video Light Gaming, he's a friend of mine that I was in the military with, and we used to, if we weren't talking about video games, then we were playing video games. I'm trying to think of what we were playing. Like, I know we did a little bit of Call of Duty, but I swear there was like another game that we used to set up and play, but I can't remember it. You'll have to refresh my memory. I haven't played video games. Oh my gosh. I haven't played video games in so long. I kind of severely miss them because I used to just play them all the time. And when I started college, like I had two options. I could either graduate from college or I could play video games. That was pretty much my option. Um, and yeah, well, I decided to graduate from college rather than play video games because I just I couldn't do it. Ah, Soul Calibur, yes. Uh, yes, Soul Calibur was the game that we used to play. Man, I missed that game. Uh, but yeah, I just, geez, I sold all of my game systems, and gosh, that was so long ago. I think it was like 3 years ago. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. I, I sold uh, my Xbox 360, and I was like a huge first-person shooter fan. I played Call of Duty just constantly. Excuse me. But yeah, I was actually. I was talking to my wife and like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, we should just get some video game that we can play together because she's she would you know play sit down and play like Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers or something like that, or just like the original Mario. I have a 64, but I left it at my sister's house when I moved here to Poland. I'm kind of regretting it. I think the next time I travel back to the States to see my family, I'll probably pick up my 64 and start playing that. Oh yeah. Gosh, I did. Honestly, I think you're probably the last person I played Soul Calibur with, and geez, I can't even. 2008. So, gosh, that was almost a decade ago. That that's so crazy to think about. I can't believe it's been that long. Life waits for nobody. I swear. Jeez, can't believe that. So crazy to think about. So as you can see, I'm starting to get the canvas covered. Once I have everything covered, it will start to make this will start to make a bit more sense. But right now, I'm just kind of trying to add some sense of detail. But it will get more fun once I start adding the color. like I said, I'm gonna keep this pretty pretty simple. I don't know what it looks like to you right now, but yeah, it does seem like we were just playing the other day in the birthing, sitting down, plugged in the TV and everything. Goodness, it's crazy. I've been wanting to try to get into WoW. I wanted to play WoW so bad for like the past like ever because I've always enjoyed those MMO games, and just I just never got a chance. Never got a chance to play it. I should. I mean, if I could buy a computer to play that game, I would in a heartbeat. Because I run a Mac, so. Oh, are you playing the 64 right now, Christine? So for those of you in the chat, my sister is Cece Zawelli there in the chat. She has my 64, telling me I can't have it back. Sorry for the moments of silence. I try to think of things to talk about, but to be honest with you, I didn't really I didn't really plan too much for this drawing journal, or should I should probably call this the painting journal because of what I'm doing, uh, since I'm not drawing today. But I didn't really have anything planned, and I don't really know what to talk about very much. So hopefully that doesn't bore too many of you. Uh, yeah, MMOs they do take up just a ton of time. Like you have to dedicate your life to them to really be any good at them. The closest thing to a video game I get to play right now is I play a little bit of online poker, um, just to pass the time sometimes, but not too much. There's always the chance of winning a little bit of money, some of the free rolls that you play, but that's about as close as I get to video games. Can't really call it a video game, but so that yeah, that's a good question. Like, why don't I stream on Twitch? And I considered doing it, um, but if I were to change my platform over to Twitch, the thing is, I like that my streams are available to rewatch later on, and Twitch only saves your live stream for like a few hours or maybe a day or 2 days or something like that. And I just you know, everything everything that I have is uh, on YouTube, so I like that I can save my stream, and yeah, that's about as close as a good answer as I can get as far as why I don't stream on Twitch. But I did consider maybe setting it up and doing one or two streams or something like that. Or when I'm like bored and I'm just gonna sit down and draw or paint or something, then maybe stream it. Yes, this canvas is quite small. It's actually it's not 10 by 15. It's sorry about that. This is 13 by 18, so it's pretty close. I mean, almost the same proportional dimensions, but yeah, a little bit bigger than that. I know that a lot of YouTube artists stream over on Twitch. But goodness, if I have to work on one more like social media site or whatnot, like I don't think that I can take it. I mean, having deviant art, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Um, I even set up a Newgrounds page, which I never even go to anymore. But I just, oh, goodness gracious, I don't know if I could do another one. Also, I can stream on Twitch and then upload it to YouTube. You're making me want to look into it. I know that Twitch is really popular um, for artists, and I could probably tap into a few new fans from over there and bring them over to my YouTube channel. But goodness, I don't know. You're gonna make me spend the time to figure out how to do all of that, and it's gonna drive me nuts. But maybe I will in the future. Right now, I'm right now I'm working. I'm getting ready to buy some new art supplies and get into uh, pastels. And gosh, I've been watching a lot of pastel videos, and I just need to buy them. I need to buy them with some paper and just work in pastels. They just look so fun, and um, I think that when I get pastels, I'm gonna kind of focus on landscapes and whatnot because that's just something that looks like a lot of fun to do with them. And I'll be probably I imagine that I'll enjoy them so much that I'll probably start doing live streams, uh, maybe like in the middle of the week, just to do them, just to have fun and do live stream. And if that's the case, then be like I'll probably do like a Twitch live stream and just test it out, see how it works. Because I think that I probably should. I mean, the amount of people that ask me why. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Um, yes, hard to keep up with the social media stuff. So many people have asked me why I don't stream on Twitch and tell me that I should, that I'm starting to think like, okay, it's time to start streaming on Twitch because so many people know it for streaming. Um, and well, I probably should do it because of that reason alone. And I most likely will in the future. Just gosh, there's so much that I'm trying to do right now that adding adding Twitch just seems like I'm going to explode. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting a couple pan pastels. I want to get some of the soft like square ones, and then also some of the harder pastel pencils. I kind of have a shopping cart on Jackson's Art Supply right now that has the things that I want to buy. Um, but every time I look at the cost, it makes me cringe and sign out and just wait for another day to hit that purchase button. Um, the paper that I'm going to be getting is the UArt 600. Um, and the reason I'd go with that paper is it's quite smooth, and I hate texture. If I haven't said that enough on my channel, then I'm saying it again now, because I swear I say it like once a week how much I despise working with texture. So yes, that's the paper that I'm gonna try starting off, and then, but I don't want to try like, I'm pretty certain that I'm going to love working with pastels. I mean, they're so enjoyable to watch people work with them that I can't imagine that I wouldn't enjoy working with them. So I'm kind of just, going to buy them, and I don't want to. What I don't want is to get like cheap ones that I'm going to regret getting, and just feel like I've wasted money getting cheap ones. So I want to get a decent brand, and I don't want a small set. Like, I don't want a giant set, but I need to find a balance. I'm trying to justify to myself at the moment, like, the investment of getting pastels, and pretty close to it. I'm pretty close. In fact, I might even buy them today because I want them so much. But it's an investment. I have to think of it as an investment, and I have to consider whether or not it's a good investment. And for some reason, I think that pastels might be like the direction to go a little bit on my channel, because they seem so popular that if I kind of get in that niche of people that want to try pastels and are looking at pastels, that I might be able to create content that draws in that audience. And I mean, I've added acrylic painting to my stuff, my my video content. Like, it's been mostly colored pencils, and that appeals to a large market, obviously. So I think pastels might be another one that's really good to add to my video content, because the more that I can add as far as mediums that I work in, the stronger audience that I can build. Because instead of building just one kind of artist, like a portrait artist or landscape artist, you can look around my channel and find portraits, landscapes, animals, anime, everything. And I do that. I do that, one, because I can't focus myself. I can't just be a portrait artist. I can't just paint animals. I need it all. I'm greedy and I need everything. And so adding pastels just opens up a new kind of like a new market for my channel, and I need it. It just looks too much fun. Looks like too much fun. I just gotta have it. Gosh, this looks terrible, right? Doesn't this look awful right now? Pastels. Do pastels? I was wondering what other mediums I could lay over top of pastels. Do you know if colored pencils work over top of pastels? Because I was unsure of everything that I could do with pastels. And I'm not referring, obviously, when I'm saying pastels, I'm referring to soft pastels or chalk pastels, not oil-based. I don't want anything to do with the oil-based pastels. I went the traditional chalk pastels. But because there was a few things that I was yet unsure of regarding pastels, and that is layering. Like, I'm not quite sure about the layering process, because in the fixative, I wanted like a workable fixative, so that I could spray down the workable fixative over top of a layer and protect it, and then work over top of that, and then build layers like that. So that was one thing that I wanted to know more about. And then and then also, like, what other mediums I can lay over top of pastels. Like if I wanted to lay acrylic paint over pastels, or in this case colored pencils. Okay, so I can use the pastels for the background and then do colored pencil for the subject. That, yeah, I like that. Now, when you work with colored pencils over pastels, do you use some kind of a fixative before moving on to colored pencils or something like that? I'm using a bit more water right now to smooth out the sky. I need the sky to be smoother. It's too grainy right now. Okay, so for example, the dragonfly that you can find. Okay, so those of you watching that don't know Fine Art Anne or haven't been to her channel, you should definitely go check that out. So that's a side note. I think I've seen the dragonfly. I'm pretty sure I at least seen the picture of it. You guys are getting me very excited about pastels now. Even more excited than I was yesterday. Excuse me, I have something in my throat. I cannot get it out. All right, I think that's better. Okay, so you do use some fixative depending on the paper. Now, the paper that I'm going to try out first is the 600 grit UArt paper. That's what I'm going to try first, because I don't like texture, but I need enough texture. I know that for sure. All right. Now I'm going to lay down like a bunch of this gray with some water to cover the rest of this white here. Just a little bit. Okay. So I'll probably try, well, I'm going to get maybe a couple different, two or three different types of paper when I try out the pastel. Hello, Sherry. Thanks for joining the live stream. We're talking about pastels because I plan on buying some soon. I just need them in my life. I've seen enough wonderful pastel work, and it's just too much. It just looks like too much fun. So that's what we're talking about right now. And also, I'm painting, as you can see. Trying to, at least. Yeah, I should have had my other painting that I did this past weekend, but you guys will get to see it tomorrow, so Just be patient with that. All right. I have a little bit of a base down. I think I don't know. I kind of like this brush, but I'm gonna switch to a flat edge brush because this one is getting this one's rounded. This is a filbert brush that I've been using the entire time. And so I'm going to try to make my buildings nice and sharp, and I think I'm going to do most of it in black to kind of help build up the contrast a little bit. Just going to kind of go in here and paint some buildings. Oh, hello, Courtney. Thanks for coming by the live stream. Oh, goodness. All of you are making me so jealous that you already have pastels. You're going to have to stop talking about pastels. No more pastel talk on my channel. You're all banned from talking about pastels. You're going to make me spend every bit of money that I have, and my wife is going to be furious. One of the things I've watched a few portraits done in pastels. Oh man, the colors, goodness, the colors of pastel remind me so much of oil paint. And I think that's what draws me to them so much, is just how much like oil paint you can get them to look. The papers just, I mean, the colors just are amazing. Yeah, if the pastel matte paper doesn't grab colored pencil as well, then I'll probably lean towards the UArt paper much more, because I want to keep I like the idea of keeping the option open for coloring over top of the pastels with a bit of colored pencil. Oh, I do appreciate all the insight that everybody has. I mean, I feel like drawing journal this week is more about you guys teaching me than it is me teaching you. I mean, I haven't even really been talking about my painting that that I've that I'm trying to do. So thank you for that. Good info. I'm very grateful. Can't wait. Can't wait to get pastels now. I'll probably try to wait a little bit. Okay, so the pastel matte doesn't blend too well. Are you referring to that it doesn't blend the pastels well, or it doesn't blend the colored pencils that you lay over top very well? I'm gonna do I'm gonna do a share screen. So I'm gonna change my camera to a share screen, and we're all just gonna go over to Jackson's Art Supply website, and you guys are gonna tell me exactly what to buy. That's what's gonna happen. Yes, oils are also my first love. I miss oil painting so much. Just I I wish that I had the space available to do oil painting. I mean, when I did paint and oil, my paintings were the smallest painting I did was 18 by 24. I don't have any space for canvases and well, I actually when I painted with oil, I never used canvas. I hated canvas. I always used panel, um, and I just wouldn't be able to put that stuff anywhere, and it would just be it'd be too hard at this point. But pastels, I think I can do pastels. I can work that into my life, and seeing how much they resemble oil paints just makes me want them like right now. 'Cause I miss oil paints so much. Uh, so tips on perspective. Um, well, let's see. Let me think about that for a second. Um, the thing like perspective is one of the very first things that I learned as a young artist. Like I started practicing perspective when I was 12, 11 or 12 years old, and um, I remember I think I got it out of a drawing book from the library, from like the public library. It was like an just a learn perspective drawing kind of book from the public library, and I just followed the directions of that book. But for like right now, this is just one point perspective. You can see that my vanishing point is right here with my horizon line. So my horizon line's here, my vanishing point is here, and I'm kind of ignoring everything except my vanishing point and all of my lines. Like I'm always painting because right now what I'm doing is my I'm just laying out like the underpainting for this project here, and so all of my painting lines are going in the direction of that vanishing point. And one of the way that I broke this painting up to add composition to it is my horizon line is 1/3, which is I like to if you don't do the horizon line right in the middle, then you'll want to do it like 1/3 of the page somewhere, either at the top or at the bottom. Like if you're doing a landscape or something, maybe you could do like the sun, the sky in the mountains, like 1/3 of the way up, and then like have this the ground and stuff. Or you can have this 1/3, but I usually work with like 1/3. And then for like when I started this, when I first started working on this, I had a bunch of lines, just random lines coming out of my vanishing point, so that I had those that kind of framework already built, and then I just kind of started filling in the space. When you're working with one point perspective, you only have two lines. You have vertical lines. Um, You have vertical lines and you have lines going into the vanishing point. You can have horizontal lines, which like you'll see here, this is a horizontal line because that face of the building is directly facing me. But like that's pretty much it. And things with 1 point perspective, if you can get 1 point perspective down, then you can kind of switch to the 2 point perspective. And the 2 point perspective adds that fourth kind of line where you have the right, the east facing walls, all their lines are going to the vanishing point to the right, and all the west facing walls have their vanishing points going to the left. And then you still sometimes have the horizontal lines, but you're less likely to have the horizontal lines in 2 point perspective because that makes kind of like an octagon shaped wall instead of a regular square building. But oh goodness, I mean, it's kind of like for a brief tip on perspective. That's pretty much what I can offer. If you have any specific questions about perspective, I'm happy to answer them. But I don't know what I can say as far as like a brief introduction to perspective or any tips working in perspective, because it takes practice to kind of block off what you think is correct versus what is actually correct prospectively. And eventually, with enough practice, you'll be able to stop thinking about it and you'll just be able to do it. Because what you think is correct will end up starting to just be correct because you have a better understanding of what perspective is and how it works and when it changes and what happens when it changes. Hopefully that Yeah, I can imagine having a difficulty with depth perception. Can make drawing perspective a bit difficult. For cities in general, yeah, like because there's so much buildings and so much kind of going on, I can imagine that it's pretty difficult to get that stuff correct. The way that I started this, like I said, I just drew out a bunch of lines coming straight from my vanishing point like this. And then to do the buildings, all I did was start adding some vertical lines to break up my buildings. And then for the roofs, I just made it up. I just chose different levels and then found like different levels of my buildings to kind of give it a variation. And where I wanted there to be a gap, like you can imagine like a road coming out right here, because there's a gap in between this building and this building, and I added this horizontal line with a face to create that gap. And so that's one of the things that I did. But for the most part, I just added a bunch of vertical lines to kind of give me a framework for where the buildings are going to sit. And then I just kind of made it up as I went. I'm going to try to use a bit of water. To smooth out some of this road. there's not too much left that I'm going to do with black and white, and then I'm going to start playing with some color. Yeah, another way to help create depth is the lighting. So you can see here that the center of my painting is very dark, and then it starts to get brighter as it comes out. That's another way to kind of create the depth. So a lot of my buildings back here are just black. And I've kind of blurred the point where the road meets the sky meets the building. It's kind of just a big black blob back there. There's not a whole lot that you can really see. A lot of the detail stuff will come out with the colors, but um, like I mentioned at the beginning, if you were here during the beginning, I'm not going for anything super realistic. Just having fun painting. I'm gonna keep this painting pretty loose. Not not gonna go in with like a super fine brush and try to, you know, blow your minds. This canvas is way too small to get caught up with stuff like that. And besides, I didn't even I didn't gesso this canvas either. So it's pretty rough. Like this canvas has a lot of texture, which is not what I usually work with. I can't even really cover up the canvas because it's so textured. So is there anybody drawing something right now that's in the live chat? Be interested in knowing what you're working on, so I can have a look at it later on. Wow. Now that I now that I'm pretty much sold on the idea of getting pastels, I'm gonna have to do another color chart of all my pastels. And I was trying to think of how I was gonna do it because with pastels, do you think that you could tape it off to get nice sharp lines when you're working with it? Because that was something that I was curious about as well with pastels, if if they would work as far as taping it off. All right, I'm gonna add a bit of just like white to some of the buildings to get some lights. Just some random things. This is going to help bring out some of the details a little bit. Just a bit. Lights and random. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan art? Did I miss something? Oh, that's what you're working on. Duh. I asked the question. That's cool. I look forward to seeing that. Finished another painting the weekend. So when you tape the edge, when you're working with pastels and you tape the edge, you get a nice clean border when you're working with those. Am I understanding that correctly? That's cool. Okay, that's good to know. I like to pick your guys' brains about these pastels because I'm very strongly considering buying them right after this live stream, which I have no idea how long I'm going to be live streaming for. I intended to pretty much live stream uh, all day. Like that's kind of my intention at this point. I don't have I do have one other video that I need to finish, but I actually consider just finishing it tomorrow, which is the colored pencil piece, just coloring hair. I've pretty much mastered coloring hair with colored pencil, and I did a live stream. When did I do that? I think I did it last Thursday, maybe last Friday. Yeah, I think it might have been Friday, but that's on my Patreon page. Um, I know a few people had watched it already, uh, but yeah, it's over there if you're curious. It's on my Patreon page, and I did brown hair. Okay. Well, I'll be certain to uh, let my wife know that it's your fault, Chrissy, that I bought them. Now she's actually she wants me to buy them as well because she wants to use them. Uh, we were gonna actually paint a little bit this weekend, but unfortunately I didn't have enough canvas, which was heartbreaking. The art store was closed, so I didn't get a chance to get over there and get some more canvases. I wanted to so bad. I was just gonna buy a couple more of these, and then we were just gonna paint like whatever. Because I've just been loving getting back with a brush and painting again. I've missed it like oh gosh, it's just been way too long. So it was so nice to paint this past weekend a bit. And I wanted to paint with my wife this weekend and didn't get a chance to. So I'm gonna have to go to the art store soon. I was thinking about going there before ordering anything because I wanted to see if what pastels they had before ordering them offline. And gosh, I'm so excited about it. I might just go now, like not like right now, but today. I might just go today because I need to get some more canvas anyway because I'm like fresh out. Like I don't have any. To do any more paintings. So I need to go buy some. I need to go buy some for sure. Let's see here. So, gosh, I really am so inexperienced with doing this. I don't really know what to do. So I'm just gonna add a bit of light here. Light here. Do some here. Add a bit of water. Make it a bit more translucent. And da, da, da. So if this is starting to look like if this is starting to look like a cityscape, let me know because sometimes you got to just step away from your painting to kind of see what you're doing. But it's supposed to be a rainy cityscape, so that's what I'm working on. So far, where I'm at. It's getting there a little bit. I haven't added any color yet, but I'm about to. Oh, I did have one more question for all you um, pastel users. So we established that you can use colored pencil over top of the pastels. Um, and in some cases, from my understanding, in some cases you don't need to use a fixative, but most likely I would use a fixative. I would do the background and everything, and then I'd fixative it. That's a word. And then I'd use colored pencils over that. Um, now I forget my question. What was my question? I know that I had a question. Oh, this is gonna bother that. Oh my gosh, this is gonna bother me so much. Don't you just hate when you do that? When you, it was a very specific question. Let me look back here. Okay, now I remember it. So when you layer the colored pencil um, over top of a fixated pastel, can you blend it with thinner? Or what blending restrictions do you have after that point? That's my question. Oh, trust me, when I try my pastels, you will certainly hear from me. In fact, when I try my pastels, most likely I will live stream the first time I open them and use them because I will just want to do that. Okay, so it does tend to dull the colors. I don't like the sound of that. What about like a final fixative? Like you have to seal the final piece, right? For the pastels. Do you guys hear that the people working? Because there's like I don't know, there's construction going on. I just need to know if you hear it or not. They're using some kind of drill or something like that. So colored pencils over top of pan pastels, but not you're not 100% certain about soft pastels. Okay. Oh goodness. Hopefully I can find some kind of fixative that is, not too bad, not too damaging overall for the piece. Okay, you guys have to be able to hear that. So if you avoid fixative like completely, um, how does the archival aspects of pastels work? Because I feel like you'd have to use something. I mean, like obviously I've shown my lack of knowledge base on pastels, but I feel like there's got to be something to keep them, you know, archivable. But obviously, I don't want to use anything that's like damaging to the pastels. Okay, so good. You guys can't hear anything except Christy, but that's not me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're working on something. I feel like they're always doing some kind of construction work in my area. There's like 1,000, 10,000 people that live in my very near vicinity. So, all right, I think this is a pretty good underpainting. What do you guys think? Um, I'm gonna start adding some color now. I think it's about time, but I want your guys' opinion first. Well, actually, I do need to add a little bit, uh, just a little bit of vignette here at the bottom. Need a bit of black. Uh, you guys like opened up a whole like new like complexity with the gosh darn uh, pastels. I didn't realize that they were so complex. You're making it seem hard. I guess I'll just have to experiment and figure it all out. Well, the paper that, like I mentioned, the paper that I'm going to be trying first is the UArt. I talked to I talked with Jason Morgan. I know a lot of you know him uh, about the paper, so yeah, that's probably what I'll go with first. And I'm going to go to the art store. I have to go to the art store today, so I can't stream. I can stream for like 4 more hours, and then I have to leave. I think some of these buildings in the back are just a bit too bright, so I'm going to use some black to dull them down. Just kind of go over them like this. I need it to be a bit more consistent and smooth. I might bump out some of the whites too. Okay. So pastels are pastels are sensitive. They're sensitive medium. They're high maintenance and sensitive. I was pretty close to adding color, but now I feel like I'm back far away. I'm gonna grab some gray here. This right here, these are cars. I don't know how much those look like cars, but these are cars here. I'm just gonna give them a bit of a body. Nothing fancy. What else? What else? Yeah, I'm gonna go back to white now. I'm gonna bring out some of these highlights. Yeah, he does swear by pastel matte. I know what you mean. Um, but when I asked him the question about paper, because that's what I specifically asked him about was paper in general. Um, I mentioned my lack of interest in texture, so he took that into account when answering my question. I think that's I think that's not too bad, right? This is looking okay, right? I want some more windows over here. I feel like I'm much more focused about our conversation regarding pastels than I am this painting, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of going all over the place with it. It's 3 a.m., Courtney. You should probably get some sleep. You're in Australia, right, Courtney? If I'm not mistaken. Trying to remember people's names and where they're from is like it's uh, it's probably the hardest thing that I do on my channel. Yes, Droll Art. I am still streaming. I'm gonna be streaming for quite some time, so I will be streaming until I finish this painting, and I haven't even put any of my okay California. I don't know why I thought you were in Australia. Um, Maybe there's another Courtney. 3 a.m. Is it really 3 a.m. in California right now? Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is. 3:11. What are you still doing up? Um, yeah, that's a really good idea with the pan pastels. Uh, to use it to tint your paper for your colored pencil work. That's brilliant. because I've been actually, oh, Chrissy, you're from Australia. That's probably what it was. It was the seas that got me. Um, uh, is I've been thinking about getting like toned paper for my colored pencils, but the thing is, um, I've worked with toned paper before, and it's always a bit heavier than what I want. Uh, when I work with colored pencil, and I was trying to figure out if there was a Bristol smooth paper that was toned, and I wonder if you'd be able to use pan pastels to tint uh, paper that is as smooth as Bristol smooth, because that would be really cool, in my opinion, to be able to use the like the really smooth papers, but with uh, pastels to tint the paper. I think that would be really cool. 512 in Oklahoma. We have people all over the world. Is there anybody? Um, well, let's see. Anybody other than myself that's here in Europe that's awake at a normal time? I don't remember the last time I was awake at 3 o'clock in the. Well, no, I lie. I was awake at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was leaving London last Monday, but that was it. Oh, you're made of coffee. Why do I have white? I really need to start working on some color. I think I think that for a cityscape, the black and white part is pretty good. I mean, considering how small I'm working, I think it looks kind of nice. I have the benefit of being able to look at my screen, so I can see it from my camera's perspective, and it's a little bit farther away than like sitting here, so it gives me a bit of a second perspective on the painting. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and start working with some color now. Let's see, what's the first color? So the first color that I'm gonna work with is this cad red light hue. Just like an orange, a really super bright orange. And just get a little bit of that. And I'm gonna switch back to my filbert brush because I'm not working with any detail here. I'm gonna just get some water. I'm gonna do some tinting. I want this on the sky. I want that sky to be kind of like an orange color, so I'm just using a bit of water. I'm gonna tint it a little bit. I wanted it to be a little bit more red than. I think I might need to get another color. I think I picked the wrong color. This is a bit too much orange. I want it to be a bit more red. Fortunately, I have all my paint right here. Okay, here we go. This, yes, this crimson color is much better. So this is a bit more of a, this is what a weird name, naphthol. Naphthol crimson. That's the color that I have now. Excuse me. How did you highlight my name like that? You just put the @ symbol? There we go. That's what I want for the sky. Nice red tint. So your video study of 7 artists, part 6. So in that video, what paper are you working on? Because I will certainly check that out. Was it an older video that you did on your channel, or is it something new? Because I don't remember seeing it. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Okay, now we're gonna go in with some of these bright colors, and you're gonna start seeing just a bunch of weirdness, because I'm just gonna be throwing this colors like kind of all over the place with very little regard to where I'm putting them. It's just gonna be a bright and shiny world. Okay, so hot pressed watercolor paper. Okay. Yeah, I was never. You kind of lost me with the paper. I have to be honest. I've tried to use watercolor paper, hot pressed watercolor paper uh, with colored pencils, and it's just too rough. It's too rough for me. Um, as funny as that sounds, because it doesn't feel rough, but um, I tried it for a little while, I guess, and I couldn't uh, I just couldn't use it. Okay, it's a horse painting, right? Well, I'll certainly check it out, um, but yeah, the hot pressed watercolor paper has never worked well with me, um, but I will still check out the video for sure. One of the things, like, I really enjoy blending with the paint thinner, and I feel like I never get the result that I want with the hot pressed watercolor paper. And so I've always kind of steered away from using it. It's since that's what like so many people were using, um, like when I first started. And Kit, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Thanks for joining the live stream. Um, yeah, so the hot pressed watercolor paper, I tried it and I just couldn't use it. It just didn't agree. All right, so let's get some more colors in here. So I have this. Here's my other colors that I'm using. I'm using a light blue, a cad yellow, and a brilliant yellow green. So let's do some green. Let's throw some green on this. I'm still going to use the filbert brush because I'm just kind of doing a glazing kind of thing. Let's get some green in this. Here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can imagine that the pastels do fill in some of that that tooth of the paper and make it a bit smoother than it would otherwise be. The one paper, like the art store here that's like in town, they sell like two paper. They sell Canson and they sell Fabriano. And it's a bit disappointing as far as selection goes. So I always have to buy my paper online and pay for like a ridiculous amount of shipping and stuff. But uh, I guess I could always try the paper out. Yes, and your artwork is very beautiful. You should definitely know that for sure. I'm a fan of your artwork as well. The fact that you come over here to my channel to the live streams and hang out for all this time and like talk about my artwork, I'm the one that should be blushing. Especially especially with this. I don't even know what to call this. This is a very loose painting. I don't even know if it looks like anything. I'm just throwing color at it. Gosh, those guys are really working the construction right now. It's starting to kind of get on my nerves, but hopefully you guys can't hear it too much. It doesn't seem to show up. It doesn't seem to register uh, on my microphone, so at least you guys are spared from that. Oh, thank you, Anne. You guys are too funny. I don't like I said, like other than traveling the last week, I do not remember being up as late as that for a very, very long time. Like when 11 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm going to sleep. I've I am the oldest. I am the oldest 28-year-old on the planet Earth. I swear to you. The oldest 28-year-old in existence right now. All right, let's see. What colors do I need? I need some more red. I need some yellow. That's what it is. I'm missing my yellow. So let me bust open this CAD yellow real quick and get some yellow going on in here. I think I need some yellow. Courtney, you're from Seattle? I'm from Seattle. Well, not originally, but I lived there for quite a long time. I moved from Seattle to here. Well, I'm glad that your choice to stay up was to come over to the live stream and hang out because it's been a lot of fun. I feel like I'm almost finishing this painting too quickly because if I quit, then you're all gonna leave me and I'm gonna be by myself and bored again until my wife comes home. I need to spend some more time on this. I think it's looking pretty good, right? Not too bad. Add some more yellow here. Yeah, I'm kind of doing I don't know I don't even know what to call that. It's like a palette knife, but with a brush, kind of just like the dots and the spots and stuff. Oh, thank you. Now we have two Jessies in the chat. Um, I'm glad that you like the painting. I'm having fun with it. I gotta be honest. Even though I'm a bit unsure as to how it looks or how I feel about it. I'm having fun with the painting regardless, and I think that's what matters most. Let's see what else here. Add a bit of that. What other color am I kind of? I feel like I might be missing something. Let's add a bit of purple. So I'm gonna mix some of the blue and red here and get kind of a purpley color. I guess I can't really do that with yellow still on my brush. I'm gonna add a touch of. Okay, let's see here. Where can I put this color? It's kind of a dark color. Just kind of add it in random spots. I feel like there's still a bit too much white showing through in some of these windows. I need to dull them down a little bit. Bit of red. Let's see. I'm gonna some of this kind of tint the street. A bit too much. I'm gonna clean the brush out. There we go. That's better. Let's see. I'm gonna add some finer details with this tiny brush and just add some white specks for windows and kind of random stuff. A bit of white, bring out the lights a bit more. Yes, I agree. Snowless Christmases are unnatural. I I'm originally from Ohio, and I absolutely adore the snow. The snow is like my favorite thing on the planet Earth. Um, and I'm fortunate enough to live in Poland now, so I get plenty of. Well, I don't get plenty, but I did get snow. I gotta be careful what I consider plenty. I miss the plenty of snow. Uh, but I didn't get to see too much snow for the 10 years that I lived in the Seattle, Washington area. Oh, goodness, what now? Are you a teacher? Packing the snow to make the snowman? Yeah, I'm not. I've heard of Yakima, but I'm not familiar with the amount of snow that Yakima gets. Does Yakima get a lot of snow? You get to do some artwork with the kids then? I have, I'm sure you probably already know, but like I have my degree in math and I was going to be a high school teacher. But cool that you get to work with kids and whatnot. I was never a kid person, so uh, I always wanted to go with a bit older than the elementary level. But I've gotten a chance to work with a few younger kids, and it wasn't a terrible experience by any means. At least the kids are great. Yeah, I kind of, I suppose I got kind of lucky to skip working as a teacher for now, at least in the U.S. political climate today. Uh, it seems almost more dangerous to work as a teacher. I feel like there's just all kinds of crazy parents and even crazy students, so it's like a war zone with the schools right now. So I don't really have much of a rhyme or reason for a lot of the things I'm adding to this painting right now. Um, I'm kind of just taking some white and wherever I feel like there might be a white light, I'm just kind of adding a dot. But for the most part, none of these buildings make any sense whatsoever. Just kind of doing whatever with this painting. It's almost abstract to me because it doesn't really look like the cars are just kind of there and really nothing bringing out details. And try to create a shine from the headlights of the cars. But I like the colors. I think the colors are fun. I'm going to use my liner brush to create some rainfall in a bit. And I'm not quite sure how that's going to look or how that's going to come out, but I'm hoping for the best. Let's see here. Can I add some of this? All right, I think that gonna be about it for white. I might add some more in a later. Impressionistic. That's kind of the look I was going for. I wasn't going for anything real serious here, because honestly, I didn't think that I had the skill for it. And besides, this canvas. I mean, look at the size of this canvas. It's tiny. So I didn't want to do a serious painting in any regard. Just something to do and have a conversation with everybody. I hope most of you had fun. I definitely had fun. I'm not done with the live stream yet. I just want to add that bit in there. Hopefully you had fun with hanging out and stuff. I know it's getting late for a lot of you, so don't feel obligated to spend all night with me, although that is flattering. Add some more yellow and other colors here. I like this blue. I need to switch to this blue color. This blue is really pretty. I need to add some more of this. Thanks for joining, Unicorn. I'm glad that you like the painting. Let's see, what other colors? Let's get some more red in here too. I like this red. Red and orange. I'm just gonna get all the colors in here on the ground. It's nice, the blue and the green kind of complement this red really nicely. So it's always nice to have some bright reds and some bright greens. Same painting. Use some of the red in the background too, just to bring in some of the other lights. Some orange. I feel like it's been kind of quiet. Oh, thank you, Chris. I'm glad that you enjoy the live streams. You know, I've almost gotten used to doing the drawing journals live now. And like just the overwhelming joy that I have doing the live stream. They're just so much fun. Like just talking to people all around the world. It's like being on a conference call with, you know, just a ton of people around the world, and it's just so fun to hang out. I wish that the time zone that I was in was a bit more accommodating to my broader U.S. audience and stuff like that. And I think at least like once a month I should probably I should probably kind of do a live stream that fits to that audience a bit better, because I think that it would be beneficial both to my channel and to the people that, you know, subscribe to me and are in those parts of the world and aren't up at 3 o'clock in the morning like some of us. But I'm glad regardless that people enjoy hanging out and watching the live streams. 'Cause it's been super fun doing them ever since I started, and the response and the support and everything has just been so awesome. All right, let's see. That's pretty close to what I was going for, I guess. You know what I think it needs? I think it needs some black. So I'm going to switch back to my flat brush. I'm going to add a bit of contrast to the buildings because I feel like I've lost some of it. I've covered it so much with gray, so much with colors that I've kind of lost that deep, dark night look with some of the loss of contrast. I'm going to work with some more black here and add some of the dark spots. See if I can't build up a little bit more contrast. Help get those lights to pop a little bit more as well, especially here in the road. For those of you that are watching, what would be, I mean, granted you're watching right now, but what time frame do you think would be kind of nice for the live stream to take place? Because I don't know, I haven't gotten much response in regards to like a better time frame or anybody asking me if I could do a live stream at a different time. Because I'm open to doing live streams at a different times, just that I don't have anybody asking for a certain time, so I just kind of do them what's convenient for me. And then for that reason, I just kind of do it whenever. So if you have a specific time that you would like me to get a little bit closer towards for the live stream, I'm happy to try. Because I'm pretty much available, like, let's see, it would be like kind of 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time till about I don't know, about 10 a.m. Like that's the time frame that I'm totally available for. And so if I can do it a little bit later in the morning, and if that would be better, I can kind of time those accordingly. There we go. I think that adding a bit of that black there kind of helped this piece, the contrast of this piece stand out a bit more. It makes it feel like night again. Let's see, what else? What else should I do? Kinda like it. Kinda like it. Gotta emphasize that a little. Part of me just, I feel like there's something not right about it though. Sorry about that, my camera likes to stop every half hour. So I think that means, I think that was the third time. So I must be like, what, an hour and a half? Must have been streaming for about an hour and a half. I know what I'm going to do. I need to add a little bit of black down here. I'm going to tap this in. This is going to break up some of the water and hopefully give me a kind of a wetter, dark, wet, rainy look. I think that's what I'm missing. And there we go. I'm going to fade out some of the lights here in the back. I feel like they might be a bit too bright. I think that's better. Also the sky. Make the sky a bit darker. There. Let's see. Street lamps? Yeah, you know, I do mix up the time frame that I post. You know, like today was like 11 a.m. my time. Sometimes I do it as late as 2 p.m. my time. So yeah, I do change it up a bit. Okay, I'm gonna add some street lamps. Let's see, I'm just gonna take some black. I'm just gonna take some black and I'm just gonna add one here. And then I'll add another one back here. This one I think needs to be tall. And the one will be here. And on the other side of the street lamps, that's a good idea. And one right here. And I'll make them come out. This. There, so I got some street lamps. Let me add some color to it. I'm gonna take some of this orange here and I'm gonna go along the side just a bit, just to give it kind of a glow. And then I'm gonna take, I think orange would be better than yellow. I'm gonna take some of this orange and I'm just gonna kind of do this with it. Here. That. There. There. There and there. And then I'm going to have the reflection kind of coming down here. That. Here. There and there. And then I'm going to take some of the white. I mean, some of the yellow first. Some of the yellow. Put it there in the middle a little bit. Then some of the white. So using that flat brush, which is probably an terrible idea. Somebody with an umbrella. Let me finish the lights real quick. I probably shouldn't do it. Let me change brush. Get some white. Just kind of do that. And here. More white. I have like a bunch of the yellow and orange. There. Need to have like the white dot in the middle. Back here a little bit. And right there, and right there. How's that for street lights? That shot? Oh, hey, Coffee Cat. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you're not too late. I mean, I'm pretty much done with the painting, but I still got some things to do. The umbrella one that... What umbrella thing? What? Okay, I'm going to do... I'm going to do an umbrella lady. Trying to think of what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a round brush. Use a round brush. I'm going to get some black here and try to sketch this in. Brush. All right, so let's have her like here. She's just going to kind of come down like this. Give her a bit of a body. So the umbrella will be kind of here. Okay, that looks terrible, I think. A bit of stars in the sky. Now I have to disagree with the stars. And the reason I disagree with the stars is because when you're in the city like this, you don't see stars in the sky because all the city lights blind you to them. I'm gonna do rain, so that's gonna be the last bit. It's gonna need to dry a little bit though. This is the wrong shape. Some of the paint is still wet, so it's hard to like sketch it with this brush. But I'm getting there. It's a rough sketch right now. So there's kind of like a silhouette of lady in the rain a little bit. It's kind of hard to get these shapes. But I'll take a little bit of orange. Her face and her arm would be kind of this. Let's get some red for the umbrella. This is where the umbrella is underneath. A bit too bright. Let me get some of that off there. Like a little bit of yellow shining through the umbrella. Maybe she's wearing red as well. I'm totally making this stuff up. Like, this is probably not looking the best. I'm just trying to add a little bit of color to her instead of having her just black. But I need a bit more black. Honestly, you can't tell it's even a woman. The painting is just too small. Yeah, it's a Seattle rainy night. So yeah, there's definitely cloud cover. Let's just make her really bright red. Get some more black here. And then of course she's gonna need a shadow. So it's gonna be kind of like this. We'll get a couple specks of white, bring her up off the paper a little. Really. It's so hard to work with such a small little thing. Like, I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna add some, like, I'm gonna try to add a white outline to the back, like to the umbrella. There. A little bit of black as well. I need some black. Some more black. It's just like a balancing act with the color and the contrast and everything. I'm trying to get it to look like a person, but the paint is a little bit too wet right there, and I want to get it more black, but I can't because it just keeps washing away. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to paint, especially like having like I've never painted anything that looks like this. Okay, Courtney. Well, there's not too much left of the painting anyway, so thanks for joining and having fun with us. It was nice talking to you. Let's see. Okay, so I have my liner brush. I don't know how well this is going to work out with the paint, uh, with the rain. Have I'm going to just kind of get a lot of white paint on my liner brush, a bunch of water as well. I will be honest, this is actually the first time I've ever used a liner brush. And I'm just going to kind of see what this does. That's actually kind of cool. It's working out even better than I imagined. I don't want any of my brush strokes to be very thick or dominant. So I have a lot of water and I'm kind of swinging my hand like a pendulum. And it's a bit too bright. I don't want to add, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to my rain as well. I'm going to add some color to my rain. Don't want it to be all white. I want to have the sense that the light is shining through the rain as well. All these bright lights. Yeah, it's a violent rain. This raindrop right here looks like a gosh darn comet coming down because I kind of I kind of hit the paper a bit too heavy with the brush. That a little bit of red rain. A little bit of red rain over here. And over here. Need to add some white to my red. Make it kind of a pink. There we go. I'm kind of going crazy with the rain right now, but I like it. I need some green rain. No, I'm gonna add some blue rain. I need some blue rain. That's the color I'm missing. I need the blue rain. I love this blue color. Of Good to do. All right, let's take some last bit of white. I'm going to take some white. I think this is pretty much going to finish off the painting as well. I'm running out of space over here on my teeny tiny palette. And I'm going to do some horizontal stuff just to want a lot of it. Gotta have some rain bouncing off of her. I think that looks pretty wet though. Yeah, it's a happy little comet. I think she needs a stronger umbrella. All right, let's see here. I think that's pretty good. I've never painted a night scene before, but I'd have to say that for the first time, I think it looks pretty good. I don't usually do like this painterly loose stuff. Um, I always lean a little bit closer towards realism and things like that, and so this was like a big experiment, and I liked it. I had fun with it. I think I can get a little bit more detail out of her now. Black. Let me see if I can get kind of an outline. No, I can. It's still too wet. It doesn't work very well. If I can add something yellow to her or something like that. That's a little better. I'm gonna try to dull out that comment. Yeah, by turning it yellow. Gosh. If I can't make it a bit softer. Maybe. Goodness gracious. Come on. Not working. Okay, it looks a little less like a comment now. A bit down. All right, everybody. I think that's going to be it for today. It's just over 2 hours of live streaming, I think. But gosh, it was so much fun. It was really informative for me too, because like the all the information you guys gave me about pastels and stuff like that. I'm gonna get dressed and run to the art store like right now because I want to go, and I want to get stuff, see what they have. I need to get canvas anyway, so at the very least I'm going to get some more canvases and I'll do some more paintings. But I'm glad that you came by the live stream and enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I don't know, maybe since I'll probably buy another one of these canvases or maybe something even bigger, and I'll do another painting for next week's drawing journal. I don't know. I have some other artwork that I need to work on. Quite a bit of stuff this week. So maybe I'll work on something like that for the next drawing journal. But yeah, so here's my painting. Anyways, I will see you all next time, and have a lovely week, a productive week, and take care. Peace.